We're back.
Man.
Part two.
Part duh.
You know, you were saying that the last stream, I think it ended because we were talking about
Abruptly.
Yeah.
And premature.
Yeah. Premature ending. We're classic, so we know all about that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to part two.
We were talking about the Flash movie and Queen being the music.
Yes.
And we were talking about
Ted.
Yeah, the little
teddy bear.
The stuffed teddy bear.
And they were partying with Sam J. Jones.
Yeah, who was the guy that came out as Flash Gordon.
They originally wanted Kurt Russell.
They did?
They wanted Kurt, but he was like,
Well, this guy looked like Kurt Russell.
He did. He had that jawline.
All right. So, man, we got everybody back on pretty quick. All right.
Is everybody back?
Looks like it.
All right. Hello.
So,
all righty then. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Rockin' Chaz Rockin' Poll. Okay. And if you don't want to know what the Rockin' Poll was, you're gonna have to watch the other.
Yeah, we needed closure.
Yeah.
Like, and end.
Yes.
And scene.
And scene. Now you're on your own. If you don't know what we're talking about, you got to go to part one. It was so hilarious, part one, man. You missed it.
Yeah. It's can't miss movies. Can't miss
rock movies.
Yeah. It's can't miss programming on #PVT.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody's watching the Democratic Convention. They're all watching #PVT, papa. Sústame one time. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into our next segment, which is Chaz's Collectible, we got to show you what's going on with Jaime de Anda accordion giveaway. And the tickets are going fast. You got to go to their social media. So let's get that commercial on so we can show people what's going on.
Big Johnson 77 Music and My PBT Network present the Jaime de Anda Accordion Giveaway. Tickets will go on sale beginning August 3rd, 2020. Only 200 tickets will be available, and you get to pick your number. Raffle ticket buyers will receive a text to their cell phone guaranteeing the number that they picked. The winner will be randomly chosen and announced live on the My PBT Network YouTube channel. There is no limit on how many numbers you can buy. The Jaime de Anda Accordion Giveaway. For all info and other questions, contact Julian Johnson at julianbigjay@yahoo.com or follow Jaime de Anda on social media at facebook.com/Jaime de Anda 1979 or Instagram at Jaime_de Anda 79. Own Jaime de Anda's personal accordion. The Jaime de Anda Accordion Giveaway.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I spoke with the management, with Julian, and he said that they're going to add more prizes to it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they're going to have more than one winner. You know, the grand prize, of course, will be the accordion.
Yeah.
But they're going to add they're looking to get other stuff to give away as well, so they can have more than one winner. So go to Jaime de Anda's social media and get involved and get one of the few tickets that are left. I don't think there's many left, and there's only 200 tickets, so you have a very good chance of winning. It's not 1,000 tickets, it's not 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 tickets. It's just 200 tickets, and that's it. And once that 200th ticket is bought, all right, we give away the accordion. Now, there's
is that going to be done on this show?
It'll be done here live.
Wow.
And by the way, you get to pick your own number. So everybody that was, you know, the people that bought tickets already, they got to choose their own number in the 200 bracket, square bracket.
Yeah.
So you got to check out what numbers are left and all that, and then you get to pick your own number, and that's, so your destiny is in your hands.
Yeah, that's cool.
You choose your own number. So it's going to be awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Chaz's Collectible.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
today's collectible has an international flavor.
It's like going to an all-you-can-eat buffet or something like that?
Yeah, it's just like that. You know, there are two things that I like. I do like things from Japan. I have a small collection of things from Japan. And I'm also interested in toys from other countries. Because, like, well, what toys did they have in other cultures? You know, like, what did they have?
Right.
Like, what was their toy, their version of a toy? Because I know they didn't have a TIE fighter. Or maybe they did. I don't know.
Well, Thai sounds something like from Thailand, or, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A tire iron.
You know, Thai stick.
So...
Oh, dear.
Reaching.
What's a Thai stick? You know, that stuff you tie to a stick. Cheech and Chong, bro.
What?
When they're in the car smoking that
That's
little joint.
hilarious.
And then Chong pulls out the big monster one. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Focus.
That a quarter pounder or what? Okay, so TIE Fighter. TIE Fighter, okay.
So, I decided to look on eBay. I wonder if they have any toys from the 1950s.
Wow.
From Japan. And then hey, look at this. So in Japan, they had a culture, just like Mexico, they had a toy of tops. And all kinds of tops. And
What's the name of that one where the string and you go like that and you try to get that circle with a little right on the stick?
I don't know what that's called.
That's a Mexican toy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, but we're talking about, you know.
And then
Sorry.
you had the paddle ball. You know?
Yeah.
But the one in Mexico.
Wasn't it called a like a top? Isn't it like something like a top?
I don't know, but there's a ball hanging with a hole in it, and there's a little stick, and then you try to flip it in.
And you try to balance it.
No, you try to put the the little stick in the hole. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And then
It's
the ball.
all subliminal.
Yeah.
We joke with your friend. Hey, look what I'm doing. So I saw this toy on eBay,
God.
and I go, I'm gonna get that toy. And you know, I wish that I wish this planet was more island based, because when a country is an island, it holds on to its culture, you know, a little more.
Yeah.
And so you got the little sound effect. So from the island of Japan. Circa. Wow, that's dramatic. Circa 1950s.
Hold on. Let me get some music for that. All right.
It's going to be Asian.
Do you want to say one of the comments that they just said right now?
What's going on? What did they say?
Where is it? I need to find it. He put, you brought a plato from Lynn's buffet. And then he said,
Egg
and
rolls.
it's Tommy. And he goes, ¿Tienes menu de Shogun?
Oh my
me and
God,
Riley
that's
were cracking up.
hilarious.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
We got a bunch of comedians on the.
James's mind is fishing.
Okay, yeah,
The perfect song.
I gotta find the perfect
A ver.
music, man.
Let
All
me see.
right, so here we go. Let's see if this thing. Well, we might have to wait a 30-minute break
Riley,
here.
you were
know
right.
what
It
I'm
is
saying?
trompo.
Yeah.
Trompo?
I
Oh,
said
trompo. That toy you were trying to figure
I
out.
said trompo.
Well, hello.
Samuel said I better spray with Lysol.
What's happening?
Here we go.
It's from Japan, not China.
There we go.
He's bringing a bottle of cholesterol-free oil.
Saki.
Sáquete de aquí.
Porque andas al tronco.
Oh my God, guys.
Cholesterol-free oil. Jesus.
Wait.
Whoa.
I feel like this is a magical moment.
This will bring in good spirits. Grasshopper.
Charlie, pick it up so that way they can see it.
Okay, all right, let's do this.
There you go.
So, from Japan, this is a top and handcrafted by the finest artisans in Japan. And I'm going to attempt to spin it. I'll hold on to the
hold on.
base.
Okay.
You want me to hold on to it?
Yeah, just wait, because I'm showing
You're
them
showing them
up close.
the-
It's going to
okay.
knock Dad in the face.
Right, it's going to knock out a retina. Bing! Is the video
Okay,
over?
go for it.
Are we okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So here's what they would do for kicks in the 1950s in Japan. Here we go, kiddos.
Wow.
That's like that carnival ride.
Yeah,
It is.
It is. Yeah.
It is the one where you
The swing. It's
you
the
throw
big
up
swing.
the nachos you just purchased for $9.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, I've gone to Borderfest and I've seen Indians do that stuff.
What?
They climb up on a pole
Oh.
and then they do the string thing and then they all like they go around like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That looks super
I feel
So-
like I'm getting hypnotized.
It is. You are. You will not have any more guac and chips.
Please help me.
Yes.
So
You will have cholesterol-free food now.
don't mind me if I ask, how much did you pay for that?
I don't even remember.
He made it.
Who knows? I think it came with chopsticks too. But I don't know what I paid for it. I got it years ago.
Juan Perez says, ¿Qué mugrero es ese?
All right, I got it in Progreso. All right.
And Carmen Benavides
It
says,
says hecho en Mexico at the bottom. No,
Carmen
just
Benavides says, good one, Juan.
kidding. No, that's super cute.
And
So how much did you pay for it? Approximately, what do you think? How long have
we
you had
guess?
that?
like 9 years.
Okay. So 9 years ago, you ordered something through eBay from Japan. It was an old Japan toy.
Right.
And,
The 1950s.
uh-huh. And you don't remember $10?
I don't know. It was more than $10. I'm gonna say
$90?
No, I'm gonna say like $45, $50.
Wow.
Something. I'm gonna
Really?
say. I'm not. I could be wrong.
Are those children hanging?
Yes, she's hanging her children.
Oh, okay.
This is sick. The Yorona, Japanese style.
So,
Oh my word.
was that like the only Chinese or Japanese toy you saw on eBay, or was there other? Was there a selection of stuff?
I just thought the novelty of this was enough to make me say, all right, I'll get this one.
All
I
right,
like it.
there
I
you
There
go.
you go.
It's cool. It's cute. Yeah.
I
It's
can't
unique.
do I can't do Star Wars every week. So I go, I'll do this one.
I like it,
Ozzy
Charlie.
Zavala says it's a toy that came when he ordered the number 9 at the Chinese restaurant.
This was holding up the napkins.
It was holding up the miso soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The soy sauce was and the duck sauce. I go, I'm gonna take this bad boy.
Hey, but
right.
I've seen others. I've seen like different forms of those.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a lot of variations of the top in Japan, and so anyway, there you have it.
All right.
The music is just that's a beautiful toy.
I feel like
everything together.
I'm waiting
is
to get a
beautiful.
massage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well,
Swedish or no stones?
ladies and gentlemen, there you had it.
And that was
Chaz's Collectible. All right. That was fun, dude.
I like that toy.
Yeah. Raymond Rose, it's wood and string for $50.
wow.
Made by Mr. Miyagi.
That's true. Miyagi do karate.
Jesme says, looks like 3 China flutes hanging from the tree. But I like that one. It's the toy that came when he ordered number 9 at the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah. It's from their Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make you real happy. Real happy.
We all
Thank you. I go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's awesome.
All right, it's time for This Week in Rock History. All right. So back in August 17th, 1980, it was this week, at the Toledo Speedway Jam 2, for all of you from Ohio. This happened in Toledo, Ohio. Okay? Toledo Speedway Jam 2. I'm thinking it's in the speedway where they race cars.
That would make sense.
ZZ Top headlines the concert, the show, the festival,
Nice.
with Sammy Hagar and Humble Pie opening up. And also opening up AC/DC. All right? AC/DC was opening up for ZZ Top, bro.
And this is right when Brian Johnson had he just been there
Well, it's 1980.
in August? So this is still when the Brian Johnson infancy, right?
I am not sure. I mean, if the original singer Bon Scott was still alive August 17, 1980, I don't think so, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was.
Well, also advertised on the poster, 800 kegs of beer, and drinking age was 18 in Ohio, and
Man.
it was the last time AC/DC is an opening act until 2003. What? They opened up in 2003 for who? For the Rolling Stones.
Wow.
So AC/DC, doing the favor for their elders in 2003. Other than that, they haven't opened up for anybody since they opened up for ZZ Top this week in 1980 at the Toledo Speedway Jam 2 in Toledo, Ohio, man. What an awesome thing. I would have loved to be at that show. Sammy Hagar solo, young, and just...
What a sign of the times.
And 800 kegs of beer?
800 kegs of beer?
And drinking age 18?
18? I mean...
Come on.
Well, guess what? In Texas, it was 19 until like 1985.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning of 86, it turned to 21. And I turned 19 December 28th, 1985.
So you missed it by day?
Yeah, so I was grandfathered into the...
Yeesh.
Wow.
Well, at least
So
you
I
got
was a
grandfather.
19-year-old that could still drink even if it's 21 years old because I turned 19, the legal
Before.
age to drink, 3 days before
Wow.
the law went into effect.
So
dude.
you had 3 days to drink?
No. I was able to drink.
Oh, okay.
They grandfathered him into it.
Yeah,
Wow.
if
It
you
happened right after.
if you were 19 the year before that law went into effect, then you automatically
Could party.
so you'd show
That's almost like a superpower.
you'd show your ID and they'd see, all right, hey, but you can't drink. You're 19. Hey, but look, dude, I turned 19 December 28th before it went on.
I'm a living loophole.
I'm a living loophole.
So let me have some beer.
Yeah. And like it wouldn't have stopped me anyway, because
Right,
when
it's a technicality.
I was 14, I was buying beer for seniors in high school. So you know what I mean? I just looked that old. But man, 800 kegs of beer kind of reminds me sort of like the senior parties in Mercedes back in the early 80s, dude.
in a field.
I went to one with 16 kegs. It was crazy.
Did they all float?
Yeah. They had to call in another one at around 3 a.m.
That's nuts.
And then at the 3 a.m., it was just all the dregs of society were there left, right?
The dregs of
And
humanity.
I thought in high school, like a party with like 3-4 kegs was a big thing. 16 kegs?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And a live band, a couple of live bands. And then I went to the keg because a friend of mine, he wanted he had beef with some other dude, and I said, hey, well, look, let's take him over there, and then you guys can get it on over there. Right? So we went into this area where there was some trees, and there was like an empty space in between, and they started rolling at it.
Okay.
And then after they got into a fight, we got up, hey, let's go to the keg and drink beer with the guys that fought, and them.
You become friends.
Yeah, so we went to the keg, and it was like 3 a.m, and I get to the keg, and there's some like scary-looking dudes there. And I was like, hey, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? And the dude shakes my hand. And he has no fingers, dude.
Oh.
Like, he had no fingers at all. I was like, wow, bro. Hey, look,
Your hair stood up.
I'll pour the beer for you, dude.
Wow.
From the keg, dude. But that was 3 a.m., man. But some fun times back in the day. 800 kegs of beer, man. Drinking age 18 in Ohio. 1980 with ZZ Top, AC/DC, Sammy Hagar, and Humble Pie. What else could you do?
Let's go to August 18th. 1969, Jimi Hendrix closes out Woodstock with an early morning performance of Hey Joe. The festival headliner, he was supposed to play the previous night, but everybody was running long, hogging up the stage, and he ends up taking the stage on Monday morning. And his set includes a scorching rendition of
The Star-Spangled
Spangled Banner, and
Wow.
it was almost more fitting that he played in the morning, and it was the last.
If you look at the, I think if I was Jimi Hendrix, I'd be kind of pissed because everybody had kind of split already.
Yeah.
And if you look at the pictures, there's a picture of the cameras behind him, and you see the crowd, and there's still a decent crowd. But then you see you can see the end of the crowd, and you can see all the damage done of the, all
of the
empty
festival.
Yeah, so he probably had the smallest crowd of the entire festival. But I mean,
those people that stayed though,
hardcore, dude.
Talk about,
but that was still a huge crowd. Though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was Monday morning. I mean, it was only the hardcore dudes,
the dregs of society.
Yeah, the ones that were at the keg at 3 a.m. with me. We were all there.
There's the guy right there.
Yeah. So you see, there's a hill, and there's just people trying to find their freaking valuables or whatever, and walking around, and there's just trash all over the place and all kinds of DNA and stuff.
DNA.
Yeah, because I don't know, there were some babies that were born at Woodstock.
True. A lot of
man.
babies were conceived that day.
So, man, that's awesome. Jimi Hendrix closing out Woodstock this week back in 1969, dude. Wow. All right, August 19th, 1972. A show called The Midnight Special debuts on NBC. At first, just a one-off special presentation. It's a special music show we're going to do. But the following year, it is launched as a regular show with Wolfman Jack serving as the announcer. The first performance of Slipping Into Darkness by a band called Warren. You probably know that band for the song Lowrider.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of my favorite shows in the 70s,
if you
late
look
70s.
up an artist that you love from that time, 70s, they're going to be on that show. You'll find a clip of them on the Midnight Special.
Yeah, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Peter Frampton was on the show, Ted Nugent. I mean, and then the good thing about it is that it wasn't a show that was pre-recorded, or they weren't singing or
lip
syncing. They were actually performing live. And I remember seeing Journey on there, and Steve Perry sings, and he cracks, and then he just he chuckles, and he looks back, and he just keeps singing.
Yeah,
because it was live. It wasn't anything like Wolfman Jack was the guy that came out in the movie. He was like one of the biggest radio jocks in the 50s and 60s, and then he got into that programming, and he was with them till about 79, 80. But I remember growing up as a kid, waiting for my my uncle to show up Friday night after his date with his girlfriend.
You'd be watching.
Yeah, he'd show up with nachos and stuff at my grandma's house, so I was waiting around because I knew he was gonna. And he wasn't showing up before midnight because he had to turn his girlfriend in before midnight. He would go turn her in before midnight because he specifically wanted to be home in time to see the Midnight Special, man. So it's just one of the coolest things. If you've never seen it, everybody that's anybody in the 70s was on the Midnight Special, even AC/DC with freaking Bon Scott.
Was Wolfman Jack the one with that real
all right, baby,
that voice.
You're watching the Midnight Special tonight. Neil Young, AC/DC, Black Sabbath, and your host for tonight, Peter Frampton and Helen Reddy.
Helen Reddy, remember Helen Reddy? She was one of the hosts that would the recurring host after Wolfman Jack took off, man. All right, so back in 1972, Midnight Special debuts on NBC, man. Cool.
And what do we have here? In 2017, during a historic solar eclipse, Bonnie Tyler sings Total Eclipse of the Heart while Ozzy Osbourne performs Bark at the Moon. In 2017, did you remember when this happened?
Well, I've seen video of it. It's absolutely amazing. When he's doing Bark at the Moon, it's daylight when he starts, and it's an outdoor festival. And during the song, they timed it perfectly for the full. And they went and did the concert where because when there's a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, different parts of the world get a different piece of it, right? But this show was where the moon was going to be right centered of the sun. And during the song, it gets dark in there. And it's not dark like night. It's like a really weird dark. If you look up the video, Look it up. It's Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon, and then put Eclipse. And you'll be blown away. It was just an amazing, and I don't know what time it was. It was like in the morning, but they timed it perfectly for when they play that song. The eclipse was just coincided with it.
Yeah, I got to look up that video now because I don't remember this at all in 2017. So hats off to them. And they pulled out Bonnie Tyler from out of nowhere.
Turn around, every da-da-da-da-da. Total eclipse of the heart, man. Good song. Big song for Bonnie Tyler. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was This Week in Rock History. We're going to be right back. Small sponsor break. We got celebrity birthdays coming up in a bit. And two icons are celebrating their birthday this week. One is still alive. The other one was murdered. We'll tell you more about that. Plus, we got the random album. Don't go anywhere.
In response to our current COVID-19 situation, Dr. T's Primary Care is offering discounted prices on our IV vitamin infusion therapy for all frontline workers, law enforcement, and any male or female patient looking to improve their immune system. Not only do we offer PCR testing for COVID, but we also offer safe and natural solutions to improve your health. Call 956-441-2188 and ask about our discounted IV vitamin infusion therapy. Follow us on Facebook for up-to-date information. Call 956-441-2188.
About 3 years ago, I was set at a $300,000 bond for 3 crimes. From one day to another, I went from being, a coach, knowing a lot of parents, people around the whole PSJ area, McAllen, Edinburgh, around the whole valley. From one day to another, I lost all of that. I went to jail for 21 days, and my family met Mr. Flores. And he helped us out. He helped me out to reduce my bond from $300,000 to $50,000. I was back at home, and I went to court for about a year. But Mr. Flores would always tell me, I got it. I would call him all the time. Like, I'd be freaking out. Mr. Flores, 2, 3 in the morning, I'd call Mr. Flores, and Mr. Flores would answer my phone calls. And he'd be like, hey, bro, chill out. It's gonna be all right. Just leave it up to me. I don't know what he saw in me that he believed that, what I was telling him, and little by little, the things started coming out. I recommend Mr. Flores because he doesn't see you as money. He saw me as a family member or as a brother or as, so he treats you with heart. And nowadays, that's, especially in that world, that's very hard to find.
All right.
Hello.
Okay. Mark Anthony, Carlos San Pedro said that our last live stream of the Rock and Chaz show got a copyright strike.
That's probably why they kicked us out.
You think so?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll check it out because we still have the show, and we'll be putting episodes of it during the weekend as well, starting tomorrow. Okay. So, man, ZZ Top is a Texas band.
Maybe
we've played ZZ Top before. They never said anything.
There must be one song that must, I don't know if there's one of the songs that is a cover or something, but who knows?
Y'all were saying earlier that there's this a documentary on them
on Netflix. Yeah,
on Netflix. Did it just come out, or it's been out for a while?
I have no idea how long it's been out, but
I haven't seen it. I want to see
fantastic.
I need to see it.
You know what? I don't think the copyright strike. I don't know. Let me see. I'll check it out later on.
Were we talking about any British artists?
Oh no,
No.
It might have been.
Sometimes that happens.
It could have been
Just talking about them.
Well, you never know with YouTube because you could have said something that was insensitive.
Yeah.
We said a whole bunch of Asian things that maybe some people.
But that was
the second part.
Yeah, that was this one right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, man, we have to be very careful now.
Politically correct.
Yeah. But we don't get a copyright strike. They just strike the video. They pull it off. But I don't know. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Rock and Chaz Celebrity Birthdays.
Starting off August 18th in 1936.
Damn.
Man, 1936. He's 84 years young, and he was in the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in 1969. He was 33. 1972 movie Jeremiah Johnson, and that has that famous gif of he's like smiling real slowly. And he was also in The Great Gatsby, and his name is Mr. Robert Redford. And Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid has been, declared one of the first, if not the first, modern movie. Because, old movies were like, like the John Wayne movies.
Yeah.
And the Robert Mitchum movies. And even like Elvis and Blue Hawaii was. But this is considered a modern take on something. And so this has been declared, the start of the new genre of filmmaking.
And Robert Redford was so so impressed with the reception of it and all that he decided to create a movie festival or a film festival named after the movie Sundance Film Festival.
Oh yeah, the Sundance Film Festival.
That he does, I think, in his he's got property or something in Colorado or somewhere out there, or Idaho, but they do it there every year. I don't know if of course, I don't think they did it this year, but what freaks me out is he was 33 years old, dude, when that happened in 1969, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
And he kind of started from that movie. He kind of was like a quiet, his character was a little bit more on the quiet side, and his future roles always were kind of very like stoic. And he didn't have to do a lot of talking.
And one of the gifts that I've used the most is the one where he's nodding. That Jeremiah Johnson. A lot of people,
GIF.
The GIF or GIF, because he said GIF.
Yeah, that's a big time
debate.
GIF, whatever. But I've seen it everywhere.
Yeah,
where he's nodding his head,
and people don't even know what that is. I bet you most young people.
Yeah. So.
I didn't, to be honest, until I saw it right now.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, that's GIF.
the one.
Yeah. And it's like used like internationally, I would think.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people, they use it, they don't even realize where it comes from. And it's from the movie Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford, where he's a woodsman. He's one of those guys that lives out in the mountain, a mountain man. But very popular. And that was, and then he also that was 1972. In 1974, he did The Great Gatsby. And that movie has been redone a few times. Robert Redford, Warren Beatty, and then also Leonardo DiCaprio. And Rally's favorite one is with Leonardo. Mm-hmm. But we should give these other ones a try too. Check out the old classic ones as well.
They look pretty cool.
Yeah. So happy birthday, 1936. He is 84 years old. Robert Redford. Wow.
Happy birthday.
Also celebrating a birthday this week. He was born August 18th, 1970. Malcolm Jamal Warner. He is 50 years old. Many of us know him as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. I don't think he did much after that. I mean... Did he?
No, he didn't. And I was watching one of my favorite shows is The Sons of Anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
And that show, Sons of Anarchy, it's got everybody. It's got Danny Trejo. It's got the main guy. He looks like
the guy from that what was his name? He was the Beast in Beauty and the Beast.
There you go. Yeah, I forgot his name. He's in it, and it's got a great cast.
And then the mom from
Married with Children.
Yeah, Married with Children.
And so I was watching that show, and then he comes out. I'm like, no, put this guy, man. But he had a very small part, but it took me out of it. I was like,
if your dad knew what you were doing, Theo, being in these biker things, he would have grounded you.
With the pudding and the pudding. Yeah.
Yeah, so Theo Huxtable, man, he's 50 years old, dude. He's halfway. All right, who's next?
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman is the name.
There we go. Came out of nowhere.
And what, Devil Boy, or what's the name of that?
Hellboy.
Hellboy. There you go. All right. We try to get what we can.
We do what we can. Happy
Our
birthday.
memory bank sometimes. When we were in rock and roll movies in the earlier stream that got struck down, we were on fire, man. I think I just left all my memory bank empty there.
Happy birthday. Born 1948, August the 20th. His name, Mr. Robert Plant.
Yeah.
72 years old.
Wow.
And he has stayed true to his word. No Led Zeppelin reunion. I mean, he said it back in the day, and everybody thought, okay, but eventually, right? You'll do it, like eventually, right? Ain't nada. He kept true to his word.
No, they did do a reunion.
Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, with John Bonham's son. It was called Celebration Day.
Did they just do like a one day?
Yeah, I think it was just like one concert.
Like a one concert thing?
And it was Jimi Hendrix. It was John Paul Jones.
Jimi Hendrix.
I mean, Jimmy Page.
Okay.
John Paul Jones. Thank you for fixing me there. John Paul Jones, Robert Plant, and Jason Bonham on drums. And it is an amazing film talking about, rock and roll films. That wasn't the song remains the same from Led Zeppelin in the 70s.
That's another great.
It was in all the theaters. It was like a big concert film too. It was a rock and roll movie.
Well, I think people were hoping that there would be like a tour and maybe an album or not just like a one-time thing, but hey.
I think they did it just for Bonham's son.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, come on.
To be cool with him.
I'm sure he wanted to always play with his dad's, band members,
his peers,
and they said, "Look, let's do one show with Jason, and and we'll call it just to come full circle with what we've done."
Happy birthday, Robert Plant, 72.
And you know what freaks me out? He looks so old, dude. I mean, his face looks leathery, dude.
Yeah,
it looks crazy. Like he's been through some parties, bro. Right?
Yeah, I heard he went to this party in Toledo, Ohio,
with 800 kegs.
With 800 kegs.
That ruined him forever.
And he left when there was only 2 kegs left.
Yeah.
All right. Also born on this day, we had mentioned 2 icons. One that's still alive, which is Robert Plant.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Malcolm Jamal Warner.
And then this amazing guitar player that, boy, man, I saw him so many times in the 90s. He was born August 20th, 1966. He would have been 54 before he was brutally murdered on stage in Ohio at a club while performing with his band, his and his brother's band. And we're talking about Dimebag Darrell Abbott from Pantera. His birthday would have been this week, and he would have been 54 years old. We're about the same age. He's about, 3 or 4 months older than I am. So one of the greatest guitar players. Got to hang out with him. I met him backstage at the Villarreal Convention Center, one of the coolest guys. When I walked in there, he had a group from Monterrey in there hanging out with him, and he had bottles of Crown and Dr. Pepper, and he was making everybody drink Blacktooth Grins. And then when I walk in, he's got a portable, right, like a boombox, and he's blaring Pat Travers. And I walk in, and they let me in, right, and I walk in, and I go, "Hey, man, what's up? Dimebag. Hey, Pat Travers." He goes, "You're right, man. That's Pat Travers." So because the rest of the guys, they didn't know. They didn't know Pat Travers. Yeah. And I walked in there, and he was kind of like shocked
that somebody knew it.
Yeah. So he had this spray that would paint his freaking,
goatee.
He'd paint his goatee. And so I had like a mohawk with like a Mr. T type thing, but I had like arrows on the side. So he painted them with his freaking spray. So we had a great time, man. With Dimebag, man. Happy birthday in heavy metal heaven, bro. Thank you so much for everything you did and the music. And by the way, he had a guitar with the rebel flag on it. I don't know how well that would have worked around this time.
I don't think he would care. Yeah. That's the great thing. If he was around, he'd be like, I'm still gonna use it anyway.
Yeah, dude. I mean, him and Anselmo, and then his brother passed away. So the Pantera reunion's out.
That's
for
out.
Sure. There's no way it'll ever happen.
And I would have loved to see them.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorites.
I remember I saw them in it was a place called the Meadows in Austin, which is no longer there. There's shopping mall there, but you get into the Meadows and you get into the venue, and it was like a downhill, like you had to walk all the way down, and there was a stage down at the bottom of the hill. It's an amphitheater, and it was Prong, Sepultura, and Pantera was headlining. So we get there, and it's like 5 p.m, and we all start walking down, and the people, all the thousands of people walking down, lift dust. So it turns into a big cloud of dust in there. And then Prong comes out, and they start, and then during the song, and then they stop during the song, they go, "Welcome to the world's greatest dust bowl." And it was just dirt everywhere, And then I wasn't even a Sepultura fan, And when they came on, I was like, a la madre, vato. They were heavy, dude. They were good. Their Andre Kisser, their guitar player, blew me away. I was right on his side, you know. And then Pantera came on, and in between the songs, in between the set, you know, the show, they brought a keg on stage, and they started filling up, you know, those little cups.
Little clear cups.
Yeah,
clear
little
ones,
clear
yeah.
cups. And they started throwing the cups in the air, dude. And they were going into the crowd, and they would just land, and people would catch
were
them.
catching them?
Oh, wow.
So they were throwing little, you know, they would, and you would get the cup with beer in it, and you drink it.
Wow,
it was
that's
crazy.
badass.
Those guys were a party, dude.
They would defy the laws of gravity.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how they got that idea, but they brought a keg on stage. They go, we're going to party with all of you. We're going to send you all beers. So they had all their road crew filling up beers, and everybody was throwing cups. It was just cups of beers, man. It's crazy.
A few months ago, I was jamming out to Pantera, and I hadn't realized that they actually did a cover of Planet Caravan by Sabbath,
Oh, yeah.
and it sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Sounds real good.
Like, in comparison to the original.
Yeah.
They're
If you've
awesome.
never seen the videos, you should check them out. You know, the videos they've got with a lot of footage, home footage and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Rockin' Chaz's Celebrity Birthdays. All right. So our Patreon club's $25 pledge gets you a special hashtag PVT t-shirt and sticker. And you have a chance of winning in our hashtag PVT weekly drawing for prizes. Just go to patreon.com, search RocknRollJames PVT. And if you do join Patreon, make sure if you do join our Patreon to message us on Patreon, your t-shirt size and address so we can mail you your merchandise. Rufus Trevino, one of the new Patreon members, I just saw an email come in from him this afternoon. Cash App, we have $ RocknRollJames. You can send us $5, $10, you know, $20, whatever you feel you think might help us out. Venmo is at RocknRollJames. So Venmo is also something that you can do to, you know, send us a little donation or whatever you can, all right? And be sure to like, subscribe, and share, all right? Like, subscribe, and share. That is very, very important. You help us out tremendously when you do that, okay? And, well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you. The Rockin' Chaz Show live, number 15 from my PVT Network studio. We're going to do the random album to finish it off, but we want to thank our sponsors first. I want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Call them at 956-441-2188. They've got the IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID test, flu shot, sermorelin, all the stuff that makes you feel great, makes you feel young again, and gives you your energy, helps you burn fat and build muscle. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, and also the women. You can go in on Thursdays. Just call them 956-441-2188 to make an appointment. Also, we want to thank the law office of Rene Flores, hashtag DWI expert. Give him a call at 956-316-1991. Yeah, very simple. 1991. He'll defend you if you have a DWI. They call him the DWI expert, hashtag DWI expert. Go to his website, go to his social media, and you can find out more information on the law office of Rene Flores, a down-to-earth attorney that really, really cares when he, about your legal issues, and he'll take care of it as best as possible. He's one of the best guys to hire for your case, all right? So, once again, thank you to them. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Rockin' Chaz Random Album. All right.
Woo!
Last week,
I picked an album
Yeah.
that who even knew existed. It was Gilberto Lopez. Now, was it Lopez?
Yeah,
Yes,
it was Gilberto Lopez. Y su conjunto.
And he dedicated a whole album to Hurricane Beulah, a concept album, and that blew my mind.
Yeah, concept album.
I mean, ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Good for you, Gilberto.
And all the songs had like information about what the damage that the hurricane created.
It went up
the
to Atlas and it took a left by Laredo and it became a tropical depression.
It was corridos.
Wow.
You know, it was corridos.
Storytelling.
Yeah, it was a storytelling, and it was really interesting.
Storytelling.
And I wouldn't know who else would have that album, bro.
I can't think of anybody who would have. I don't even think Gilberto Lopez has his own album.
Yeah. Or is he even around still, dude? I don't know. All right, so now it's my turn.
Yep.
Middle, left, right.
My left.
Okay.
No plastic.
Okay, let me see here. Wow. Journey's greatest hits, man.
There you have it.
Only the Young, Who's Crying Now, Don't Stop Believing, Separate Ways, Wheel in the Sky, Lights, Faithfully, Loving, Touching, Squeezing, I'll Be All Right Without You, Open Arms, Any Way You Want It, Girl Can't Help Me, or Girl Can't Help It, Send Her My Love, Ask for the Lonely, or Ask the Lonely, Be Good to... Man, this is... I mean, every song is a hit.
Every song is a hit, you know, and when I do cardio, I put on a Journey song. You know that one that goes...
Don't Stop Believing?
No. Only the Young.
Only the Young?
Only the Young.
Yeah.
And that song came out in a movie about amateur wrestling called Vision Quest.
Uh-huh.
And that's an awesome movie. And that's a classic album, the cover. And when I heard that they were going to get like a new lead singer, I was like, what? Like, why bother? And then when I heard that, dude, man, that guy sounds, I forgot his name.
The lyrics.
But
sorry, go ahead.
But Journey is still on tour with that new lead singer from the Philippines. And they found,
He's amazing, dude.
Did you hear that story about how they found him?
On YouTube.
They found him on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like at the last, they were looking for a lead singer. At the last minute, they found him on YouTube, and they're
Wow.
like, whoa.
You know, the crazy thing is if you look up those midnight special when Journey is in there, we talked about it earlier. Steve Perry is amazing, dude. I mean, that guy could sing, dude. But this other guy looks like he doesn't strain as much to sing like him.
No, it looks like he papitas.
Yeah.
And he probably eats papitas.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you had it.
Someone was asking earlier, Charlie, if you collect vinyls.
I do. They're in San Benito, but I have a good collection. It doesn't have Gilberto Lopez, but I do have a lot of good vinyl, and it's in San Bene.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we really had fun tonight. We even got, we went through some technical issues with YouTube, but we still finished the show, and that's what we always do. We don't start and not finish. We always start and we finish. Even if we have to create a new stream, we're going to finish the job, and we're going to get the job done, and we're going to have fun with all of you because you all are counting on us to be here every Thursday, and that's exactly what we do. Thursday nights, it's the Rock and Chaz show where everything is classic. Thank you so much. On behalf of the staff, we want to thank you. God bless you. We'll see you Saturday night for #Saturday Night Party live, baby.